Hello Rocky Ridge TV. Back here with another video today. In today's video I'm going to talk about the top 5 problems with my Jeepwj. When I picked up this WJ there was multiple issues with it, and I just decided to pick out the top 5 issues that I dealt with trying to get this thing on the road. So let me go ahead and get started. The first problem that I ran into was rocker panel rust. So underneath the plastic trim here is a metal rocker panel, and this thing didn't really have much rust on it, and that's kind of why I bought it to begin with. But where there was rust was just all up along here. Now this needs repainted, but you can tell that we patched the rocker panels here with some metal. Now I know not everyone knows how to weld, and that's not really an issue with this, but what you could do is cut out metal, and there's this 3M glue, and it comes in 2 tubes, and it goes together as one and mixes. And I'm going to leave a link in the description of this video where to find this glue, and it actually bonds metal together just like welding. I think it's called Panel Bond 3M. I'm going to leave the link, so go in the description and check that out if you're looking to bond any metal together instead of having to weld. This was really easy. I just bent the metal, and you can see like where it was bonded here, right there, and it actually is holding up very good. It's strong, it's not flexible, and this was done about 3 years ago, and it's still holding up. I don't mind some of the surface rust. This just needs repainted and stuff. But I also used some, when I first got it, was coolant leaks. There was coolant leaking pretty badly. I wasn't sure where it was coming from. The first thing I replaced was the water pump. The water pump was pretty easy to replace. It did stop. I think it was leaking out of the little hole in the bottom of it, so it wasn't working right, so I replaced it. And then later on I had the lower radiator hose blow out. That wasn't fun. I had to drive it home with coolant flowing out, so I'd recommend just replacing that radiator hose, the upper radiator hose. I mean, I think just replacing them is a great idea, so you don't have to deal with coolant leaks. It's a known issue. If they feel hard, now if they're still rubbery and stuff and they flex, then they're probably okay, but if they start to get hard, go ahead and replace them. I'm going to put links in the description for all the parts that I talk about that I used to replace this. Here's the headlights. Now these headlights weren't in this, they were about this bad, maybe a little worse when I got it. And I used some of the wipes to wipe it off, and then it came with like a it was 2 different stages of 2 different wipes, and it actually made the headlights really clear. And I'm going to put a picture in of what it looked like after I did that. But I mean, they've been like, it's been like 3 years now, and it's starting to go back over, and I could probably wipe it again. The wipes are pretty cheap. I mean, it's a lot cheaper than replacing the headlight. But if you want to, I'm also going to put different headlight options in the description. If you want to just replace them, there are some better looking headlights that you could get. So I did that, as well as the tail lights. Now the tail lights aren't fogged over, but there seems to be an issue with the contacts and the bulbs. Sometimes I have to clean the contacts off, where they plug into the bulbs, and the bulbs won't work. It'll be like your lights out, but it just needs the contacts cleaned off. Some people replace the tail lights. There is a couple options on Amazon. I'm going to leave those links in the description as well if you want to check them out. And then my 4th issue with the Jeep when I got it is there's a lot of oil leaking. Now if you're having a big oil leak and you can see that's leaking down the side of the engine, it's probably your valve cover gasket right in here. I don't want to touch it, the engine's hot, but it's right, you can kind of see it, the blue right in there. Right there, the blue, that's the valve cover gasket. I replaced that, and the oil leak stopped pretty much instantly. This Jeep, I don't know how long it was sitting, but it was sitting when I got it. Replace that. It was actually very easy to do because the valve cover is just right there. Just take the bolts out around it, pull it off, replace the valve cover with the new one. I'll put a link in for the description for a valve cover gasket as well, so go check that out. Now the 5th issue that I ran into, and this isn't a mechanical issue, more of a cosmetic, is these Jeeps have like a gray trim, and it starts to fade out when they get older. And you know, my trim was really gray. It didn't really look right at all. So I went ahead, picked up this trim paint, and I'm going to put a description of the trim paint in this video. Go check that out. It actually transformed the entire look of this. I sprayed the back bumper the side panels here, the covers on the rocker panels, and I did have the front bumper sprayed as well, but I ended up replacing that with the DUI bumper, and I'll put that video of how to do this if you're interested in doing it right above. So that kind of cleans up all the top 5 issues that I dealt with when I bought this Jeep and had to do it. Go ahead, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and also like the video so that more people can see this content so they can get help as well.